Hey y'all, it's Krista from Saving Grace Homestead, and I was having a chat today with somebody and kind of troubleshooting some issues that her preteen or teen was having with some hormonal symptoms, especially around that time of the month. And so as I was chatting with her, she's newer on her health journey, and I thought this would be good information to share with everybody. So I'm just gonna pop on here and share it with y'all, and hopefully it helps. So if you have a preteen or a teen that's maybe struggling with a lot of skin issues or moodiness, headaches, fatigue, cramping, all the things, and it could be your daughter, it could be your son, or if you are, maybe you thought, I didn't have much of that in my teens, now I'm in my 20s and I'm noticing a lot of these things that I should have experienced in my teens. So maybe you're somebody who has PCOS and you're struggling with that. I found out that in my 20s. Or maybe you're at the other end of the spectrum later in your life and you're like, I'm going through the other changes. Okay, so wherever you are, if you have issues that are related to hormonal fluctuations or hormonal imbalances, I just want to share some stuff with you that I think might be helpful. So let's chat about it. In this, most of what I'm giving you is information. I am going to show you some products, but not because I'm selling them, not because I'm sponsored in any way by them, and I make absolutely zero money whatsoever by sharing them with you, but I just wanted to share them along the way because they could be helpful for you. So, but most of what I'm going to talk about today is I'm just handing you information. All right, so if you are noticing, hey, I'm having a lot of skin issues and I'm really having trouble getting that under control, or I'm having headaches, maybe hair in places that I shouldn't, or I'm noticing a lot of fatigue, a lot of moodiness, severe cramping, anything like that, then those are all indications that we're struggling with some kind of imbalance, some kind of a hormone issue. And that can happen during that time of the month because obviously our hormones are fluctuating throughout the month, especially as women. But they shouldn't be extreme issues. They shouldn't be debilitating. They shouldn't be things that you can't get under control. Like if you just can't get your skin under control, for instance, that says, hey, there's a deeper issue going on here, because our skin is our biggest detoxing organ. So if you're having consistent difficulty with your skin, then your body is telling you, I have an issue and I'm not able to fix it. And so I'm acting out, okay? Now there could be a few reasons for this. I'm gonna go over the three main reasons, let me put it that way. There can be a variety of reasons. And none of what I'm telling you is medical advice whatsoever. I am not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare practitioner of any kind. I've just learned some things along the way and I'm just sharing with you what I've learned. But as always, if you have questions, talk to your healthcare provider. So none of this is medical advice, but that disclaimer out of the way, there are three big reasons that you would be noticing some of these struggles. So one of them being my hormones are out of whack. And that can be because you have a lot of hormone disrupting things in your life, especially in your daily routine. Most of us don't really realize how much hormone disrupting stuff we're using like all day long, every day. And it could be from scents that you have going on in your car. Maybe you're trying to make your car nice and fragrant and smell pretty. Okay, that's a hormone disrupting fragrance. It could be your candles, your body lotion, your body spray, your shampoo, your conditioner, your lotion, your detergents, your soaps, all those things. And if you're starting to think, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, please don't be, but it's better to have the information so you can start to look at things with a little bit more critical eye. Just understand that anything whatsoever that has an artificial fragrance in it, and on a label that will be listed as fragrance, as essential oil fragrance, if it has the word fragrance in it, it's hormone disruptive. It could be listed as perfume. Any of those things, if it has that on the label, just understand that it is actively disrupting your hormones, and so your body is having to work against it. Every time you put that lotion on, every time you put that body spray, that shampoo, that conditioner, you know, the detergent, all the things. All of those fragrant things are actively working against your body and its proper balance. So your body might be acting out. The other thing would be toxins, which again, we just kind of take that in our daily environment. That can be exacerbated again with the products that we use, the cleaners and things that we use. All of that can add toxins to our daily life, and your body again is going to try to detox what it can, but your body was not meant to, and then I've said this in another video, if you think about a garbage disposal, right? It can catch the scraps, but if you tried to put a whole chicken dinner down the garbage disposal, you're going to have a problem. Okay. So your body is meant to detox, but it's not supposed to be taking on as much as we throw at it. It was never intended for that. So take a little bit closer look at where are some areas that I can make sure that I'm not adding a toxin load to my body. And also it might just be from stuff in the past. Maybe you're thinking, hey, I've cleaned up some things, but my body's still acting this way. You might need to help it remove what has been built up. So that can be through cleanses. It can be through taking milk thistle or glutathione. It can be really helpful in helping to latch onto toxins and help your body eliminate them. So, so it could be toxin related, and those are some things that can help with that. It could be what you're eating. And I don't just mean junk food, although you know, if you're eating junk food, you know, that could definitely be contributing to issues there. But I'm also just talking about our normal foods. So if your body is inflamed, and that doesn't necessarily mean it would be something that you see outwardly. It could be internally, you're causing inflammation in your cells, in your system. And if you have inflammation, then your body's going to act out like that. You're going to get headaches. You're going to just feel awful. You're going to be moody. You're going to like, it throws your body out of whack. So inflammation can definitely be an issue. And some of the things that lead to that would be, if you have a food sensitivity, that can be one thing. And a food sensitivity doesn't necessarily mean an allergy. So you could go to an allergist and you might gather some information that way. But a great person to go see if you want to see if your body is having a sensitivity reaction to certain things would be like a naturopath or some kind of holistic practitioner, because they're going to be able to look at that a little bit differently than an allergist would. And also the benefit of that is a holistic practitioner, and I'm thinking more along the lines of like a naturopath, is going to be able to help you actually try to address why is my body reacting to that and what can we do to fix that problem. So that would be the way I would personally go, would be to reach out to my naturopath and see if I'm having any sensitivities. But the first thing, before you jump into any additional sensitivities, the first thing that you could do is to eliminate foods that are known to be inflammatory. So those would be things like gluten, sugar, and dairy. Those are your big three. Now, that's only 3 ingredients, but I understand that that's very difficult to do because those 3 ingredients are in everything in the American diet, okay? There are definitely swap outs, and I mentioned in a previous video, I will be doing a video on sugar, and so hopefully that will help you to, if you know, hey, sugar is a big one for me, then hopefully that will help you swap out really easily some other items for sugar and help you in that one. But gluten. So one way to combat this is to, especially if you've gotten into making your own breads, then you're already, you know, on the right track. But looking for einkorn breads and sourdough breads. Those will greatly help to reduce the burden on your digestive system. And that burden on your digestive system is what leads to a lot of that inflammation. So if we can reduce the digestive stress, then oftentimes we'll reduce a lot of our inflammation as well. So that's one way to reduce your gluten. And then also just eating less of it. So, you know. And then, okay, so dairy is the third one. And dairy just gets our mucous membranes going and it can be inflammatory. But this is especially true if you are drinking pasteurized milk and eating pasteurized dairy products. I know what the official agencies say about this. I understand. But when all of that dairy gets pasteurized, what happens is all of the beneficial nutrients, all of the beneficial enzymes that help to break that product down are killed off. So all you're left with is the stuff that's hard on your body to digest, that your body was not supposed to have to break down all by itself. So when you're eating that pasteurized stuff, that's definitely going to cause more of an inflammatory response in your system. It's harder on your system. So if you can get the, straight from nature stuff, that would be better. Also, another way to reduce the inflammatory effect, again, by reducing the burden on your system, is to seek out goat's milk, or if you are going to stick with cow's milk, then going with cow's milk that is A2A2. And that's talking about that is a closer protein makeup to our own milk. And so it's easier on the human digestive system to break down. So those are just some ways that you can kind of reduce that load on your body hormonally, toxin-wise, and then also in what you're eating. If you've covered all those things, you're like, I'm eating how I'm supposed to, got that. I've reduced my toxin load, I've gotten rid of all these hormonal disruptive things, but I'm still having some issues. That's when I would kind of pull in my naturopath and say, hey, what else is going on? Are there some sensitivities that I'm just not aware of that might be causing some of this? So that would kind of be my last resort. I would hit those top 3 things first if it were me. But I want to share with you just some ways. I know, especially during that time of the month, we get certain cravings that are not the best. If you find yourself craving chocolate, something like that, that would be an indication that your body is low in magnesium. And magnesium, just adding magnesium in can really reduce your cramps, your fatigue, your mood swings, your headaches, all those symptoms. Just by adding in magnesium, you might be able to reduce or eliminate all of that, which is such a simple fix. So magnesium can come in, you can take it orally, but it can tend to be a little bit harsh on your digestive system. And so if you can, it's better to take it through the skin. Anyway, you can do that through a spray like this, where you just spray this on the bottom of your feet at nighttime, throw your socks on, get to bed, and voila, you've taken your magnesium for the day. You can also do that with a magnesium gel or a magnesium cream. Any of those things would be great. In this instance, the 3 specific products I showed you, the spray would be like your strongest, the gel would be your next strongest, and the cream would be the most for, if you're sensitive skin or things like that, little kids. But really, anybody could take any 3 of those and be fine. Okay, another one, super helpful if it's that time of the month. Something like this. This is from Rocasa Organics, and it's literally called Period Relief, and that helps with it helps with the hormonal fluctuation, so it helps to kind of balance out those hormones, and then in turn help relieve some of those symptoms. Now, if you're on the other spectrum, you're like, I'm not a teenager anymore, I'm going through some other changes, there's same kind of help for you. Again, that menopause relief, so that is again to help balance out the hormones that you're dealing with and to help relieve some of the symptoms that you have from those hormonal changes as well. Now, if you are like me and you're discovering, hey, I think I have a hormonal condition that is persistently giving me problems, then that might be, you might want to look into something like this. This actually has 4 different vials in it, and it explains a little bit about each one, but it is to balance a variety of hormones. And that can be super, super helpful, especially if you're somebody who has discovered that you have PCOS, or you're suspecting that you might, or you have any other hormonal condition that you're like, I just know that my hormones are not how they should be. Or maybe you're just now starting to implement things like removing fragrances and, detoxing and all of that, but you're like, but I know my hormones are out of whack and I want to reset them. I want to get them in the right place. Then doing something like this could be really, really helpful for you. Also, since we're on the topic, vitamin D. Since it is winter when I'm doing this video, vitamin D is actually really important for hormones and hormone balance. A lot of people don't know that. So if it's wintertime, you're not getting all that good old sunshine, you might need to be supplementing with some vitamin D. Or if you're like me, I just kind of consistently am low in vitamin D. And so that's something to check with your doctor. But vitamin D supplementation might also really be helpful for you with the mood swings and hormone balance and all those things. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for you, or maybe it's helpful for somebody you love if you know they're struggling with stuff. And if you have any questions or stuff to add, feel free to make a comment below. I love to hear from you guys, and I will see you in the next one.